Dome of the Rock, revealed in the book of Isaiah. In the book of Isaiah, there is a verse pointing to the reason for the construction of the Dome of the Rock. If you're like me, you've been wondering where is the prophecy about the creation of the Dome of the Rock mosque. It is clearly not Solomon's temple that sits there. It has been put there not by the Jews, but by people of a completely different religion and God, the Muslims. But let's first go back in time to the temples that have been built there. The original was Solomon's temple. Prior to then, God lived in tents. Then the Temple of Solomon was built after the death of King David. The second temple was desecrated by Antiochus IV Epiphanes, who believed that he was the manifestation of the god Zeus, and sacrificed a pig there to an idol of Zeus himself. This is described in the book of Maccabees, which was removed from our Bible, despite it being a historical fact and what the Jewish holiday Hanukkah is based upon. This temple is the temple of Jesus' time, Herod's temple. As prophesied by Jesus, this was destroyed by the Romans and replaced with a temple to Jupiter, the Roman name for Zeus. In the book of Revelation, Jesus calls the altar of Zeus in Pergamon the seat of Satan. This was removed in the late 1800s and constructed in Berlin, and was a popular spiritual place for Adolf Hitler to worship. And in fact, he built his platform for speaking to the troops on the design of the seat of Satan, altered to Zeus. In the late 7th century, we see another temple built in Jerusalem, a mosque commonly known as the Dome of the Rock. But where is the prophecy for this to be built? I've wondered this, and then had a revelation as I was reading verses in the book of Isaiah. The fall of Lucifer. How you have fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning. How you are cut down to the ground, you who weakened the nations. For you have said in your heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will also sit on the mount of the congregation, on the farthest sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet you shall be brought down to Sheol, to the lowest depths of the pit. Those who see you will gaze at you and consider, saying, Is this the man who made the earth tremble, who shook kingdoms, who made the world as a wilderness and destroyed its cities, who did not open the house of his prisoners? All the kings of the nations, all of them sleep in glory, everyone in his own house. But you are cast out of your grave, like an abominable branch, like the garment of those who are slain, thrust through with a sword, who go down to the stones of the pit, like a corpse trodden underfoot. You will not be joined with them in burial, because you have destroyed your land and slain your people. The brood of evildoers shall never be named. Prepare slaughter for his children, because of the iniquity of their fathers, lest they rise up and possess the land, and fill the face of the world with cities. Did you pick the verse? I will also sit on the mount of the congregation, on the farthest sides of the north. Lucifer, or Satan, desires to sit on the mount of the congregation, on the farthest sides of the north. When you look at an overhead map, it isn't so obvious for the Dome of the Rock to be on the north side of the mount of the congregation. But when you look at a topographical map which shows the terrain, it is easy to see that this temple, which is not the temple of the Jewish people or Christians, is indeed on the north side of the mount. So there you have it. It is the desire of Lucifer to be worshipped instead of Jehovah Elohim of the Bible on the Temple Mount, and it has been repeated a number of times over the centuries. A different name for the temple, but to the same spirit. And one must wonder why the Freemasons are so intent on rebuilding Solomon's temple. Lucifer.